commends one of the parade commanders of the Patriotism Club of Kitebi SS. The head of the State House Investors Protection Unit urged students to learn to speak out against sexual offenders. Youth learners speak on economic independence. Colonel Edith Nakalema, the head of the State House Investors Protection Unit, emphasized the importance of economic independence and moral integrity as pillars for success. By Gafin Nakali, economic hardship remains one of the most persistent and deliberating challenges facing today's youth. For students in particular, it often results in a cycle of independence, limited opportunities, mental distress, and deep frustration, stifling both their education and future aspirations. However, in a bid to inspire and empower the next generation of leaders, Colonel Edith Nakalema, the head of the State House Investors Protection Unit, emphasized the importance of economic independence and moral integrity as pillars for success. Speaking during a mentorship session at Kitebi Secondary School, Luwaga Division, Colonel Nakalema urged the learners to take charge of their financial futures by developing strong work ethics, embracing moral values, and pursuing their goals with purpose, faith, and resilience. Drawing from her personal journey, she shared how she was raised in a humble background, with her father struggling to provide for the family amid his limited means. Despite these challenges, she remained focused, disciplined, and put her trust in God, an approach that later paid off, ultimately propelling her to a position of national leadership. Do not let your background define your future, Nakalema told the students. Coming from a poor family is not something to pity, it is something to rise from. Strive for economic independence and focus on building a legacy your family will be proud of. Additionally, with the rising cases of sexual harassment within institutions, including schools, many young people are increasingly becoming targets, heightening their vulnerability to exploitation. She explained that in many disparate circumstances, some students are lured or coerced into sexual activities by individuals in positions of authority or with financial influence. According to the Uganda Violence Against Children Survey 2018, 1 in 3 girls and 1 in 6 boys experience sexual violence before the age of 18, with most cases going unreported due to fear, stigma, or lack of proper support systems. This form of abuse not only violates the dignity of young people but also severely affects their mental health, disrupts their education, and derails their long-term goals. It is on these grounds that Colonel Nakalema urged students to learn to speak out against sexual offenders and make use of available safe spaces. She acknowledged that such acts are becoming increasingly common in both schools and the communities where students reside. But firmly stated that perpetrators would be brought to justice if investigated and found guilty. Colonel Nakalema warned, for those who abuse our children, my warning on behalf of the security forces is clear. It is our duty to pursue and bring you before the courts of law. She also added, I students not fall for minor offers in exchange for sexual favors. Instead, report these wrong elements to the authorities without fear. Social media use. In an age of rapid digital transformation, social media has emerged as a significant contributing factor to the rise in cases of indiscipline and peer pressure among the youth. Haj Muhammad Kamlegea, the Kitebi Secondary School team leader, expressed concern over the growing influence of social media on students' behavior, pointing out that many learners are increasingly distracted from their academic and personal development goals. He observed that learners often spend excessive time online, comparing themselves to unrealistic lifestyles, observing harmful trends, and engaging in interactions that promote indiscipline, rebellion, and risky behavior. Similarly, Kanuna Kalema acknowledged that the various digital tools, when used responsibly, can be beneficial for learning, research, and communication. However, their misuse is becoming a serious threat to the moral and academic growth of students. She also pointed out that many youth are now drawn to harmful online content such as scams, pornography, and addictive entertainment, which shifts their focus away from meaningful long-term goals. She cautioned, this shift in priorities not only weakens your academic performance, but also erodes moral discipline and affects your decision-making. Kanona Kalema thus encouraged students to remain intentional about their choices online and to stay committed to doing the right thing at the right time, both in the digital space and in everyday life. She also urged parents not to neglect their responsibilities, emphasizing that maintaining open, supportive relationships with their children can play a critical role in shaping their values, confidence, and ability to resist negative peer pressure and online exploitation. Need for pledge fulfillment. During the same event, Haj Kamlegea also used this opportunity to appeal for urgent government support to address several pressing infrastructure and staffing challenges facing the school. He asked Kanona Kalema to remind the stakeholders of the commitments made by President Yoweri Museveni and the First Lady, Janet Kataha Museveni, during their visit to the school in April 2024. He said, despite the promises made, it is now a year, yet several key needs remain unmet. Among the pledges yet to be fulfilled, Kamlegea highlighted the need for a school bus to facilitate transportation, a 16x4 multi-storage classroom block to manage the ever-growing student enrollment, recruitment of 70 private teachers onto the government payroll, and provision of furniture for a newly completed classroom wing named after the President and the First Lady. He emphasized, with a population of over 4,300 students and more who are still interested in joining the school, giving us this support will be an investment into shaping and improving education and lives of the youth.